Out once again, starting the stream up. Let's see if we got YouTube back on. Okay, we do have YouTube back on. Salute to everybody in the chat. Had a little technical difficulties. Knicks lose 132 to 135 to 132 to the Clippers. CP from KnicksFanTV here. My man Alex Wolf from Posting and Toasting in here. And I just had a little bit of echo. I had to turn that down. I'm all over the place, Al. We're having a little technical difficulties today, but it's all good, man. Tough game. Knicks got out to a 16-point lead in the first. Clippers turn the tables on them. They go up 16 again. Knicks down. Come back in the third quarter. But they just had no answers from Montrezl Harrell and Lou Williams, man. 60 points combined from Montrezl Harrell and Lou Williams. Where'd this thing go wrong tonight, man?
Yeah, I mean, it's those two plus Paul George 32
30
points in 26 minutes. You know, you had three guys that scored over 32 points. 32 for Lou Williams and Paul George, 34 for Montrezl Harrell. I mean, that's kind of the story of it right there. You know, you can't really – it's tough to beat a team when you let three separate guys go off for 30 plus. I mean, normally you're lucky if you let one guy go off for 30 plus in a game. You know what I mean? And they let three separate guys. And really the rest of the team, you know, JaMychal Green hit a few threes, but the rest of the team, I mean, maybe it's just they weren't asked to do much, but the rest of the team didn't really do too much. But yeah, I guess, you know, when you have those three guys doing as much as they were, it's not even really that necessary. But, you know, credit to the Knicks, like, this game, you know, they came out and they blitzed them in the first quarter, 45 to 29. They lit up a really abysmal second quarter. That quarter they lost 47-24. But then the rest of the way out, they were pretty competitive and even won the fourth quarter pretty handily and almost pulled off this comeback. So I give them credit. You know, there's always all talk about there's no moral victories, stuff like that. But I thought that they did about as close as you can get to a moral victory tonight. You know, it sucks to lose a game, especially where you leave the first quarter up by 16. But ultimately, even without Kawhi Leonard, this is a title contender, you know. And
it's a deep team, man. It's a deep team, as we see.
This is a team that played great. You know, they played great before they even got Kawhi and Paul George, you know, and they were a playoff team last year with basically the same team minus those two. So
facts.
You know, it's tough to really complain too much, but yeah, it still stung. You know, it would have been nice if they could have pulled off the comeback or if they could have just put it all together, but it was nice to see them also not completely fall apart at the seams and suffer one of those huge blowouts like were kind of the staple of the Fizdale era that I feel like we would have seen if
True.
You know, if it was Fizdale still.
Well, things did kind of get out of hand early when, you know, second quarter, you know, Bobby starts going off, then he starts popping off. He gets a technical foul. Julius Randle caught a technical foul. Marcus Morris caught some techs. They started to come apart at the seams a little bit. Patrick Beverley kind of got under their skin in the second quarter. That led to that large lead that they went out to. I thought they just, you know, give credit. Montrezl Harrell, man, he abused Mitch. Mitch had an off night tonight. He couldn't stop him. He was too physical for Mitch. The way he just gets low when he posts up and gets into the paint, they just had no answers for it. And he knew Mitch was a tall, athletic center, so he used his strength and physicality and really went into Mitch and really just dominated in the paint.
Yeah, and he's got the type of moves that can frustrate Mitch, you know? Like Mitch, I think Mitch is still learning as good as he is on defense. He is still learning how to, you know, properly play that position in the NBA and particularly one-on-one defense and stuff like that. He's not perfect yet, you know. And guys like Harrell are going to frustrate him because Harrell has he's got kind of a progressive NBA game with how he plays overall. Like he can run the floor and all that, but he has a great back to the basket game and a great fake game and, you know, pivot moves and everything else. And that kind of stuff can still kind of frustrate Mitch some nights. So, it's something that Mitch is going to have to work through. But all in all, I thought even as the game went on, Mitch started to kind of learn his tendencies a little better at least. And do a little better than he was early in the game. So it's all part of a process. You know, Mitch is still young. I think it was a good learning experience for him, and I'm sure that they'll have more matchups down the line. I mean, obviously they're going to have at least one more this year because the Knicks play the Clippers one more time. I think it's in the next couple weeks, so might get a chance of redemption soon.
Might have a chance of redemption, man. I thought another area, you know, they were able to still bring this game to within three separate times in the fourth quarter. And I thought they did make a couple good adjustments. You did see them put Randle on Harold, trying to match that physicality a little bit. I thought Reggie Bullock got in the mix a little bit. Obviously, Marcus Morris had another outstanding game, and he tried to bring him back in the clutch. But free throws, once again, 24 for 37 from the free throw line. Obviously, with a team like this that's that deep, you have no margins for error. And so, once again, missing 13 free throws, you just can't expect to win on the road like that.
Yeah, I saw people, complaining about the refs and stuff, and I think that's somewhat valid. I mean, I thought those technicals were kind of ticky-tacky, and the one that was called on Morris should have been called a double on Beverly as well, because Beverly slapped his hand away.
Been called a double. Yeah, definitely should have been called a double tech on Beverly.
A double tech. So that was kind of a momentum killer, and that whole little sequence was a big momentum killer in the second quarter. But you can't blame the refs when you leave 13 points on the line.
13 points.
I mean, that's way too many. They can't be leaving that. They gotta tighten that up, and we've seen it tighten up for various stretches of games. They'll shoot 80% or whatever, and things start to look pretty good. Or even 75% would be fine. If they shot 75% in this game, they win. That's the facts. But there's only so much you could do with it. Mook, to your point, was great. 38 points, 13 and 19 shooting, 6 to 7 from three. Even he had his struggles at the free throw line, though. Ironically, RJ Barrett was the guy at the free throw line today.
RJ was the guy, and RJ started the game off hot, man. And he didn't have a good game against Phoenix, so it was good to see him. He started the game off real well, got to the basket a lot, was very aggressive, went at Paul George a couple of times. He had a nice move where he was able to get that separation on him and finish at the rim. 9 for 11 from the free throw line, 24 points. A solid bounce back game for RJ, 100%.
Yeah, definitely. I loved it. And, he came out really seemed like he must have been browsing Twitter or something before the game, because there's been I've seen a lot more RJ is a bust talk going around lately. And I'm like, man,
we got to kill that noise. Kill that
noise. Yeah, you got to
man.
Chill with that. I mean, every guy's going to have his off times, especially as a rookie. I think I pointed out last time when I was on here, he's reaching about the point where he's at basically a college season now. In about half the time, normally this is the amount of games the Knicks have played right now, or the amount the average college player has played by the end of March, if they made it into March Madness and played a few games. Yeah. So, he's probably dealing with that, and, playing the high minutes early in the season and all that. But, tonight, awesome. This is exactly what you want to see out of him. He was one of the few plus players on the team for tonight, and he had the highest plus minus. And I mean, it showed. I think he actually played like the player with, one of the only positive plus minuses on the team.
RJ was solid, man.
But he was doing what makes him good too. That's the thing. He wasn't forcing the issue at all, but he started off strong by just getting to the hoop a few times and just bullying his way in. He even threw Paul George off at one point, and just powered through and made a layup early in the game. And I think that did a lot for his confidence. So I hope that's something he goes back to.
That's his game, man. And people have to understand, listen, he's not a good shooter at this point. He didn't come into the game as a good shooter, a good free throw shooter. So his weaknesses have been the same. You know what I mean? You're going to expect bad shooting nights. That's RJ. That's who he is. We have to see if he's going to improve. He just got here. We got to give this kid some time. All that bus talk and everything, I can't go for that, man. The kid still has the intangibles. He still brings other strengths to the game that can help this team win. And I thought he did a great job getting us started.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you didn't see quite as much of the distributing with him tonight, but that was okay, because I was fine with him getting himself going and then kind of keeping that going. Because I'd rather see him gain confidence in his shooting first again, or, just in his offensive game, even if it's not necessarily shooting. Get that confidence back first and then start looking to create for others. But he's the rare guy where I'd be like, take your own shot, figure yourself out first and then worry about everybody else, especially when you have he's out there with Ntilikina, who's passed first. Randle's been passing a lot more lately. And passing efficiently, I should say. Kadeem Allen with 6 assists.
Kadeem came off the dust and got him off to a hot start, man. He was playing well out there.
Yeah, he was good. I wouldn't have known that he hadn't. When was the last time he played with the Knicks? He's only made one other appearance this year, right?
He only made one other appearance. That was maybe last month or so.
Yeah. And I was worried before the game. I knew they were going to need that depth, and I was like, oh, I hope they had Kadeem called up for this game. I mean, I suppose that's easy enough to do, but considering they're on the West Coast, I was like, oh, that's a little harder than if you're at a home game and you have to call him in from Westchester. Like, I didn't know if they had him with the team and were prepared for this, but
yeah,
I'm glad they were, because he put in some really quality minutes in 20 minutes. I mean, I'd say like it's going to be really tough in the next few weeks, if they manage to find a trade for, let's say, Smith, who seems to want out, if they maybe find a trade for Trier, and if they maybe get rid of Morris and stuff like that, and you start getting a couple empty roster spots here and there on this team, it's going to be really intriguing to see, like, do they convert Kadeem Allen to a regular contract? Do they look to sign Lamar Peters?
Peters is
who's
beasting,
been killing
man.
it. He's been
Lamar
killing
Peters
it in Westchester. Or do they look to sign Wooten, who's also been killing it in Westchester? I mean, it's going to be an interesting decision. They could also – I mean, I haven't heard much about Ivan Rabb, the other two-way guy, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. Maybe they'll convert someone to his spot too.
I haven't heard much, man.
Let him go.
It couldn't – you couldn't ask for a better audition tape if it's been, true that the Clippers have been interested in Marcus Morris. That's a team I look at that could be looking to trade for him for this stretch run. I mean, 38 points, 6 or 7 from downtown. He's in his bootleg mellow bag, man. He's in his mellow bag. He was killing it tonight. Killing it.
Yeah, it was great. I loved every bit of his performance. I mean, some of the shots too, I was just like, how is he making these? I mean, he was like a man possessed. He set a new career high.
New career high, 38 points, 13 for 19.
And he had those couple down he had the couple down the stretch where he was like trying to draw a foul.
Yeah.
And just happened to make the shot.
Miracle 3-pointer. Miracle 3-pointer that he hit.
3-pointer, and then immediately after he hit a 2-pointer right around the elbow, doing the same thing, trying to draw a foul because he just kind of got caught in the middle and didn't have anything else to do. And he went for the elbow jumper and just happened to make it. I don't know. It was like he was like on fire. It was like NBA Jam style. He just couldn't miss for basically the whole second half. It was crazy.
True story, man. Let's go to the phones while we still got you on. Ari's up. Ari, how you feeling, man?
Hey, I'm feeling good, man. How you guys doing?
Good, man. What's going on? You back from AC or you still out there?
I'm back. Yeah, I'm back.
Nice, man. You didn't lose your shirt, right? You good?
Yeah, but Elfrid Payton's technical foul and Marcus Morris missing a free throw in Phoenix made me push and basically cost me hundreds of dollars.
Ari almost couldn't come home from AC, man.
DMs to you. It was bad. But what did I want to say? So basically, listen, I'm obviously I always make fun of the people that like always call in for the moral victories, right? I don't necessarily believe in them, but if there was ever one game where I would say there would be a moral victory, I think tonight was one of those games. You know what I mean? Obviously, still no Kawhi. They still played very competitively, and I feel like since Mike Miller's taken over, this has been the team that we were expecting. We were expecting like a 400 to 500 like winning team that would compete, would ultimately lose on the road and stuff like that. And I think that's a positive because we're not as bad as we thought we were. It was just David Fizdale being worse than what we thought it was, right? So I think that's something. I think that's something good. But another thing that I'm actually happy about is I think Marcus Morris's trade value is more than we even think it is. I think we could get more than just one first-round pick from him. Honestly, the way he's playing, I'm not satisfied with a late first-round pick for him. I want a late first-round pick and a young player, or a late first-round pick and like a number 2 pick, or I want a lottery pick. Like, do you think that's possible?
I don't see how you're gonna get a lottery pick on a guy on a 1-year deal. You know what I'm saying? Now, to me, you're trading him for a rental. You're trading him as a rental.
Yeah,
right, but you don't think a team like Phoenix or a team fighting for the playoffs wouldn't make a move to bring him in and maybe like a top 10, let's say top 5, 10 protected to try to make the playoffs?
Well, I will say Phoenix in particular has long-term bad blood with him.
Right.
So those he and his brother are both kind of in bad shape there.
Yeah. I had to cut Ari's audio. Sound like he was going through the Lincoln Tunnel or something like.
Something like that, yeah. But yeah, other than that, like I can't see a team giving up more than 20s first round pick. You know what I mean? Like somewhere in the 20s, because that's just what his value is. You got to understand value. Like it's overvaluing our own players if you think he's going to fetch more than that. Like nobody other than a superstar is going to fetch that, and that would have to be a superstar on like multiple year deal. and Morris just isn't. He's not a superstar. He's playing the superstar on the Knicks right now, but he's not. And that's not what a contending team is going to bring him on to do. So, I think you just got to be realistic. Like, if you can get even one first-round pick and some, like, retread young player that just hasn't quite figured it out yet, that's probably about as good as you're going to get. And I think that's a perfectly fine return, especially considering he's only on a 1-year deal without any options on it, and you could potentially just make a run at him in the summer again. So I think that's perfectly fine return.
I think that's perfectly fine.
And I wouldn't overplay your hand and then end up, I don't want to say stuck with him because he is a good locker room guy and he's a nice dude and everything, but you don't want to end up in a position where he expires at the end of the season and then you find yourself being like, oh, now he's going to leave for nothing in the offseason and we could have gotten a first for him.
Right.
And we just held our hand for too long.
You just try to get into the first round. There's no lottery pick. He's not going to the Phoenix trade, like you said, besides the black, it just wouldn't make sense to me. To get him to try to make the playoffs. This is a team that's going to trade for him is going to be a team that's looking to have him be one of the key pieces to get them over the hump.
Also, if you're looking at it from like a personnel management perspective, sending him to a team that is trying to make the playoffs, I don't think would be very good by him as like from an organizational standpoint to be like, oh, we're going to send you someplace where they're trying to make the playoffs, but they're not necessarily like already a title contender. Right. So like you said, you want to be here and you said you want to be with the New York Knicks, but that's too bad. We're sending you to a team where you still might not make the playoffs. Yeah. Whatever. Like it looks better from an organizational standpoint to be like, here, we're not going to keep you only because we're sending you to a legitimate title contender. Please consider re-signing with us in the offseason, but understand this is nothing personal. And then that gets around the league. That's like goodwill that you build up.
Just good points. Okay, good points, man. How you looking on time? You good?
I think I'm all right for about another 5-10 minutes. For people that don't know, I'm going on Nick of Time.
Yeah, Jay Ellis is stealing your time tonight.
I'm running the gauntlet, you know what I mean? I'm doing both. So both in one night.
All good, man. Let's go to JJ from Brooklyn. JJ, how you feeling, man?
Yo, what's going on? Good evening. How you guys doing, man?
Good. What's going on, bro?
Good.
Not much, man. I just want to basically talk about Mitch real quick. I love Mitch, don't get me wrong, but he's just got to get stronger. I know Harold's a beast, but he just ate him down there all game. You should have put, I know it sounds crazy to put Randle on him, but it would kind of be a better matchup. He's a little stronger. You know what I mean?
I thought Randle fared a little bit better. I just think Harold's his game was so crafty. The way he just bullied him inside and got real low. They just had no answers, man, because by the time you look, he was right there at the basket, and he had his guys under the basket a lot of times. Right. So he did a good job neutralizing Mitch, man. That was a real solid effort by Harold.
Yeah. Yeah, can I say, last time I called, I was talking about, possibly signing shooters in the offseason, and I was talking about Joe Harris and Bogdanovich from the Kings. I know people thought I was saying, like, trading for them. I know we can't trade for them. They're free agents. I'm saying in the offseason. Obviously, we needed a shooter at the 2 spot, so when I saw those two were free agents, I just said, oh, those guys will be good fits for what we need. You know what I mean? I know it wouldn't be flashy, but I think it would be kind of needed for us,
Yeah, Bogdanovich. I'd love to get Bogdanovich on here for sure, man.
The price is right.
The price is right.
Like everything.
Definitely. We desperately need the shooting. No doubt about it. Definitely need the shooter, man. Zay from Maryland's up next. Zay, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? How you feeling?
Good, bro. What's going on?
Good. No, man, I just wanted to talk to you guys about, like, the fact that people are looking at this game, seeing this game, and then just saying, okay, cool, let's trade, let's trade more. So let's trade, people still saying let's trade Randle or anything like that. It's just kind of crazy to me because they're the key pieces of scoring. Other than that, we wouldn't be scoring as much as we're scoring. The fact that we went into LA and put up a competitive game like this is it's still a good game to be okay, the Knicks are looking a lot better than before, especially with Fizdale out. Mm-hmm. So it's you got to pay attention to, the Clippers, when the Clippers first traded Chris Paul. When the Clippers first traded Chris Paul, they got back Montrezl Harrell, and they got back a few pieces and a pick or whatever like that. And, Pat Beverly and all of them went to the Clippers management and said, hey, are scrapping the whole thing and just straight going young, or are we still going to be competitive? And they ended up extending Lou Will, and then now their key pieces off the bench is Lou Will and Montrezl Harrell. So it's like I feel like we still need some type of – the veterans that we have right now are great veterans to continue to build from. We already got a first-round pick ourselves that's valuable. So I feel like we should keep what we have and try to build consistency. And, like, Mook or Marcus Morris and Randle are great vets to be, like, leading to at least until we can all get on the same page with all the young guys. But we can't even develop the young guys we have, but we want to get more draft picks. I just don't get there. Like, what's your thought on that? Like, why would we want to go and get more draft picks?
You still need more talent, man. You still need more talent. It's not to say that a draft pick is going to be guaranteed to be talent, but we're at the bottom of the league, man. We're at the bottom of the barrel. We need talent, and we need young talent. You know what I mean? We need shooters. We need more defensive big men. We need a solid point guard. So if you can get another asset for Morris and potentially bring him back, I would definitely do that.
Yeah, and it's not like you'd be leaving
but
the
have
team.
we ever?
Go ahead.
Go
ahead, Zay. Finish your point.
I'm saying, has there ever been anything like in history to where, a team has traded a player away and then they came back right in that same offseason? Like, that's not realistic if we expect him to just automatically come back after being on a winning team. If he's going to get a contract regardless, the best thing is to do a solid with him and say, hey, let's extend you. I would extend him to the end of Randle's contract and run with him and Randle towards the end of Randle's contract, and just try to build on with the young guys we have and give the young. Yeah, we have a draft pick already. We go and get a big man, or we go and get a point guard. Those are the two things that we're really bad at right now. Is a backup big man other than Mitch, because Taj Gibson is doo-doo. Like, he was horrible tonight, and like at this point, I'd rather Mitch start than and pull and have a short leash on him than have Taj out there.
Yeah.
And then we go and get a point guard. We have shooters. We just got to learn how to get them in the groove. We don't have
shooters. That's the problem.
Even
we need more. We need
more. Even
shooters,
what's the name of this? Okay, I mean.
Bullock?
I feel like. What?
No, you were saying we had shooters. Who were you referring to? Bullock?
Yeah, I feel like Bullock is a good shooter. You know, he's just getting back, and he already dropped like some good shots in 3 games. So I feel like getting him in the mix, getting Trez needs some minutes. You know, we're just letting Trez just sit and not do anything. I mean, I don't get that point. Dotson, we have Dotson as well, but whenever Dotson gets minutes, he produces. So it's not like we're like straight without a shooter. And if we keep Marcus Morris, we have a shooter, and then we go to the draft, get a point guard that can shoot. There's a lot of point guards in the draft that's going to be in the draft that can shoot, and we have a solid team. The part of the issue early is with having R.J. Barrett and having R.J. Barrett and Frank start. There's no shooting coming from there, but we got to be able to mix the lineup so we have more shooting than not.
Well, that's fair. Al, what were your points that you were going to make?
Well, so I was going to say, just in regards to the Morris thing, for one, you can't extend him during the season just due to CBA rules. So that can't happen during the season. They have to let him hit free agency regardless. And so they'd have to offer him a contract. Then you can maybe try to sign him through Randle's deal. But all that would be a 1+1 deal, which I doubt that you're going to get Morris to commit to a team option for the second year, like what Randle has, excuse me. But then the other thing with the fact that, him being traded and then re-signing is kind of unprecedented. I think I brought this up on the last show here, but it's different for the Knicks because in most cases things don't work like that in the NBA. It's usually something you see more in the MLB. The Yankees did with Chapman, for example.
Right.
But that's because there's unlimited money in baseball. The reason it doesn't usually work in the NBA is because there's not unlimited money in the NBA. And usually the way those sort of transactions work is that, you trade your expiring contract to take on someone else's multi-year contract plus a pick or something. And the Knicks may even end up doing that for Morris if that's what the situation dictates. But even if they did that, they still have so much expiring money coming off the books this coming off season that they're in a unique position where they could actually bring him back on. To the final point,
at a good deal.
Exactly. And still give him good money like they did this past off season.
Facts.
And then to the final point there about why would he come back to the Knicks after playing for a winning team? I mean, you can make the same point about this past offseason. Why would he come to the Knicks from a winning team, which he did? He came from the Celtics and then came to the Knicks instead after initially agreeing to a deal with the Spurs, who nobody knew were going to be bad this year.
Facts.
And maybe with him wouldn't be bad this year. Who knows? But, he turned down the offer. I mean, it's clear. The one thing that seems like it's pretty clear with him is that proximity to home is pretty important to him. So the only team that I can maybe see being a threat.
Just don't trade him to Philly.
Trade him to Philly, and then maybe
back.
Yeah, and maybe he'll just want to re-sign there. But any other team you trade him to, I could see realistically if the Knicks then offered him basically the same contract next offseason, then he'd probably take it, or he'd at least very strongly consider it, because it seems like he really enjoys being close to home at this point in his career.
I mean, listen, he's not wrong. Zay had good points. You know what I mean? Morris can help. He's helping this team. You could see it. You could see his impact on the team, his impact on the young guys. He's playing as good as basketball as can be right now. This is a career year for him, and he's certainly being a leader on this team. He's saying all the right things. He wants to be here. I just think you got to investigate. You got to see what you can get back for him, and he's putting on a damn good audition. And to me, you got to still be in asset acquisition mode. Whether you're going to use the picks or you're going to use them as leverage in a trade down the road, you don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just don't know. Back to the phones. Let's go to Ron. Cleveland's up next. I want you to talk about the game tonight. Ron, how you feeling, man?
Man, CP. Man, this game tonight, man. How I feel about this game, man. Hey, them guys need to be locked in the gym working on free throws, man. This is ridiculous.
Yo, Ron, do me a favor, because your connection is kind of staticky. Hang up and call back, and I'll put you right in after the next call, because I'm not sure if it's your connection or it's a switchboard. Nate from Rochester, yo, what's going on, man?
What's up, guys?
What's going on, man?
Hello?
Yep.
All right. I just want to talk about the rest of the night, because those technical fouls, like it was 2 whole possessions worth of like points that we lost on.
Yeah, and everything, momentum.
I'm not
everything.
saying like none of them were undeserved. But yeah, it's just like that low key cost us the game, but it wasn't even just that. And this is kind of just a general point, but you can't guard like shooters coming up a screen anymore, and like with the new freedom of movement rules. Just because, like, every time you do it, like, it happens with Frank all the time when he gets up close. Like, they call a foul immediately. So he can't get close to them. And then they just get an open shot. It's either that or they call the foul and there's free throws. And it's kind of frustrating to see, honestly. And that's why you get all these, like, 140-point games that we're seeing now. And, like, we haven't seen in, like, I don't think ever really, but, yeah.
Yeah, listen, refs definitely weren't good tonight. I'll give you that. The technical fouls definitely took our whole momentum away from the second quarter, and that was basically the game. Us trying to come back. Yeah, we came back, kept it close, but again, the turnovers, the missed free throws, you're just not gonna win that way against one of the best teams in the league. You just can't do it. And in terms of guarding the 3 alleys, right? But on the flip side, that's Lou Will. That's who Lou Will is, man. At one point, he hit 3 straight 3-pointers. And sometimes it just doesn't matter who you have on him. That's just the essence of Lou Williams, man. He's a beast.
Yeah, he hit some of them wide open, which was a shame. Like, you really got to play better defense on him than that. But some of them, it was just like, man, I don't even know how he hit that, but he did, because that's just what he does. He's too good. He does, man. Too good. I don't often enjoy Wally Zerbiak's commentary, but he did make the one comment during this game of he makes 3-pointers look like a free throw, and he really does. It looks very effortless for him.
Yeah.
On that note, I do have to go, though.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I got to bounce out.
Good stuff, bro.
It was good seeing you guys. Follow PT Knicks blog, follow at Locked On Knicks, follow at the Alex Wolf, follow at Knicks SI, all that good shit. All right, talk to you guys later.
Alex Wolf, man, good stuff, man. Thanks for coming on, bro. That was Alex Wolf of Posting and Toasting coming through. Take a couple calls. He's about to head over to the Nick of Time show, because that's where Jay Ellis and the gang are. They're recording their podcast tonight, so we'll take it from here. Solo Dolo. Salutes everybody in the chat once again. Had a couple technical difficulties early in the evening, but We're back and we're ready to roll. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Another tough loss for us tonight, but what are you gonna do, man? Listen, you give them credit. They're playing a lot better. They played 2 good games. It's a sign of a bad team. Bad teams don't know how to close, and obviously this was a tall order against a Clipper team. Knicks shot out to an incredible start. You have to give them credit. Past 3 games, they've been coming out the gates very well, very sharp. They just could not sustain that effort. The second quarter, when things got out of hand with the technical fouls. On top of that, you had Lou Williams, Montrezl Harrell going off, and that's just all she wrote, man. That is just all she wrote. So let's see what they bounce back with against the Lakers on Tuesday night. Another tough game, but we'll see what they have in store. Antoine from let's go back to Ron. Ron is back up next. Let's see if the connection's a little better. This sounds a little bit better, Ron. What's going on, man?
Yeah, man. CP, man. Hey, man, this loss tonight is straight up on our players, man. You got to hit your free throws, man. You got to shoot your free throws.
Terrible. 24 for 37 again. 24 for 37 once again, Ron.
That's ridiculous, man. Them guys need to be locked in the gym and just shooting free throws. You know what I mean? And you got to give me some time, man, because I got to give some guys some shout out, man.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Some guys called me out for talking about Miller. You know what I mean? When we took that first loss, when you know everything was the meter was hot. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Hey, they were talking about, hey, Miller ain't even was far fetched to think that we would change even the interim coach. Emotions was high. So, but I got to give them guys the credit. They called me out. Hey, CP, the artist, and there was another guy, man. He know who he is, man. But I'm gonna tell you like this. I think we got a coach. I don't think we got to go looking for another coach. I think we extend Miller. But another thing that I wanted to touch on is, and nobody has said anything about it, Allen Houston needs to be our GM, and I'm going to tell you why. CP, Allen Houston was the one who pushed for Miller to get that job.
It's Allen Houston and Phil. And Phil, gotta give Phil credit as well. Phil brought him in here to run the triangle in Westchester.
Yeah, and the thing is Allen Houston, remember, he was being groomed to take over as the president of the Knicks. You know what I mean? And another thing, I don't know, I was watching the game tonight, man, and Chauncey Billups, I got to give him a lot of credit. I was watching it on the league pass, and I wasn't watching it on our home broadcast, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And Chauncey Billups, he said they were talking about the Knicks, how they're playing under Miller, and Chauncey Billups brought up the point. He said that the way the Knicks is playing right now is an indictment. His exact words was an indictment on Fizdale. And I was like, wow. I said, this is the first person to really call it like it is. You know what I mean? Like what we've been seeing all year on why the team was sucking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the coaches, came out in defense of Fizz, but Chauncey, you're right. Chauncey did come out and gave Miller credit. And Miller, he said it himself. Yeah, he's keeping it simple. You know what I mean? A lot of the things, they're not switching as much on the defensive end. All right, tonight, maybe that hurt him a little bit. But offensively, you've seen way more pick and rolls being executed out there. The after timeout execution is a lot more crisp. He's got Randle playing within his game. And that was one of the things,
exactly.
That was one of the things Fizdale was doing is he had Randle stretch a little bit, but that wasn't to our benefit. You know what I mean? I don't think it was necessarily a bad thing to have him do that or to give him that responsibility. But once he showed that he couldn't handle it, you needed to dial it back and make those adjustments. And Fizz just didn't do that. Mike Miller is doing that, and that's part of just keeping things simple.
Yeah, and that's the signs of a great coach is being able to adjust and fit your scheme to fit your players, not running what you want to run and expecting these guys to be able to handle it. If they can't handle it, and you see, being a coach is like being a teacher. If you're in a classroom and you're a teacher and you got some students that ain't getting what you're teaching, you need to adjust. Everybody don't learn the same way. You know what I mean? And my last point, CP, we cannot trade Marcus Morris. We cannot trade Marcus Morris. No way. No way, man. I'm going to tell you, what we need to be looking at trying to move is Kevin Knox, because I'm really concerned about him. Kevin Knox is lazy. He's lazy on defense, and his offense ain't nothing to write home about. Let's just be real. We've seen enough of him. We know who he is by now. Kevin Knox, I'm really concerned about that kid, and I'm telling you like this, being a ball player, hey, I'm not worried about nobody come taking my spot. If I'm not balling, if I ain't balling, that means I should lose my spot. You know what I mean? But if he was that guy, if Kevin Knox was that guy, it wouldn't make a difference who the Knicks bring in. He would still be balling. You see what I'm saying? When I look at him, he looks lost. He looks lost, and I'm worried about him.
I listen. You're not wrong, man. You definitely not wrong. Another minus 11 2-point outing, 2 field goal attempt night for Kev. He just, he came out the gates hot this season, man. He just doesn't have it right now, and it starts with the effort. Starts on the defensive end. We know that's not a strong suit, but offensively, he came up. He jacked up a 3-pointer. That was a terrible shot that I seen him try. He's kind of looking lost out there. Kev is definitely looking lost out there, so I definitely agree with that. I'm not trying to trade him. It's very young. Kev is still a project, man. And I always thought he left college a bit too early. He's still very raw. They got to give him, some coaching. And how does he get that coaching right now? I'm not sure, because right now he's just not earning those minutes. Portis has outplayed him. You try to trade Portis by February. The only problem with Portis is that once he gets going, he tries to do it all. Portis tries to boil the ocean. Once he gets 2 or 4, points in a row, he's trying to go for the jugular, and that's when things get a little bit hairy with Portis. You gotta dial it back. Definitely gotta dial it back. So we'll see what happens there. As far as Allen Houston, I think, the way things are going right now, I don't know what the likelihood is that Mills is retained or something, but I think Allen Houston is going to have some longevity within the organization. He's the general manager of the Westchester Knicks right now. Westchester certainly has it rolling, and I think they're definitely he's going to be kept in the organization in some capacity. Will he be the future GM? We'll see. Time will tell. I'm really not sure what direction they go in, because again, with the Blatt signing and everything, you would think that Mills gets kept, but it's hard to really say which way they're gonna go. But I think Allen Houston is safe. I think H2O is definitely safe, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, happy Sunday, everybody. Want to salute the super chats that came in. We had a super chat from Taya Clay, Knicks fan, checking in from San Antonio. He says free throws. Free throws is the name of the game. Bad Book 1. He's a Bulls fan, KnicksFanTV supporter. Sends us a $10 super chat. He says free throws and fouls. Next practice an hour, nothing but free throws. Pierce Crossley sends us a $5 British pound. Salute to Pierce, everybody in the UK. And once again, free throws cost us. Enjoying watching the Knicks again after a horrible start. Keep up the good work. Salute to you, Pierce. If you guys are new in the chat, leave me a hashtag new wherever you guys are checking in from around the world. And also what city you guys are checking in from. Let me know. And I'll definitely shout you guys out, man. Yeah, another tough loss. Another tough loss for the Knicks. Let's go to Lokes, Maine, and hear what he has to say about it. How you feeling, man?
Yo, what's good, CP?
How you doing, bro?
I'm all right. Hey, look, right? I want to talk about this Morris and Randle situation, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like both of them are power forwards. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you had a choice, would you resign Morris and trade Randle? Because I feel like if you keep Randle, you got to trade Morris. So what I want to ask you is what would you do? Would you trade Morris and keep Randle, or would you trade Randle and keep Morris? Because I feel like both of them are power forwards. You can't keep playing Morris at small forward. He can play small forward, but I don't feel like he's a small forward. And I want to know what you think about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have been playing a little bit better together, man. I think they the The spacing was a little bit rough going in spurts to start the season, but I think they've been playing fairly well together. I'm not necessarily. I like how this new look Randle has been playing on the Miller, man. So I'm not necessarily trying to trade Randle at this juncture. Like I said, I'm looking into a Morris trade right now if he's willing to go somewhere and come back. But I say keep both of them for right now. Keep both of them for right now. Where would you go? Still there? I think he left.
Okay. Damn, I can't hear you. I can't even hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Oh yeah. I can hear you.
All right, my fault, man. Let's go to Antoine in North Carolina. Los Main try to call back. Antoine, what's good, bro?
What's good, CP?
Chill, man. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I thought you was going to throw me in the river earlier. You was like, let's go there. Nah, man. Let's go over to somebody else.
Nah, you know what? Yeah, I had to get Ron Cleveland back in because I told him I would get him back on next, man. I pump faked you a little bit, man.
Yeah, I heard. I was like, man, CP about to throw me away, bro. Hey, look, man. I generally, I agree with what you say, bro. Like, I'm gonna disagree with you and a lot of the callers tonight, bro. Mm-hmm. Look, man, I think one of the problems that the Knicks have, man, is like we like to trade too many people, bro. You know what I'm saying? Look, yeah. I think these trade ideas is dumb. You know what I'm saying? Whoever's saying trade RJ Barrett don't know basketball, man. That's dumb.
Yeah, I'm not on board.
Somebody's not playing.
I'm definitely not on board with that.
Yeah, because look, I was the one that called you like a while back. I was letting you know RJ is playing out of position. See, the thing is, man, I'm here in Raleigh-Durham. And so I seen RJ like on a nightly basis. RJ is used to having the ball. You know what I'm saying? And now that he's with the Knicks, he don't control the ball. You know what I'm saying? That's why, his shooting, he's a good shooter. I'm getting tired of people saying he's a bad shooter. He's a bad shooter with the Knicks because he doesn't control the ball. You know what I'm saying? So that's something he got to adjust to. But trading him, get out of here with that. The second trade that they're talking about, man, why would we ever let Morris go? Morris, Randle, talking about trade? I think the problem with us, man, is we keep making bad trades, man. The Knicks should be trying to figure out how to keep Morris. Like, not let another team look at him, you know what I'm saying? And last but not least, I want you to talk on those. And last but not least, man, two things. We gotta spend like hours on free throws, man, because I think we done lost a couple games just on free throws. You feel me?
Oh, we lost a ton of games.
Mills has to be fired, bro. Mills is garbage. I'm telling you, he's got to go, man. Houston sounds good to me. And another thing, man, I caught on to. I don't know how many other Knicks fans is not watching. Look, if the other Knicks fans get a chance, watch, or if there's any way they can see, look at our G League team, bro. There's some guys on that team that can come up, Yeah. And we need to send Knox to the G League because he thinks he can't be replaced out there, man. He ain't got no engine. He ain't got no fire under him, you know what I'm saying? I think sometimes when you send good players to the G League, man, you know what I'm saying, they understand I got to play at my best, you know what I'm saying? Right now, Knox is playing like he can't be traded.
Let me ask you a question, though.
Yeah.
Of the young core that we have here right now, who are you confident in terms of being a long-term contributor to this team? Of the young core right now, we have RJ, we have Mitch, we have Kev, DSJ, ISO, Frank.
DSJ can go.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe in this. I believe as far as young people, I agree with you. Like Knox, keep him for now. I just think, look, send him to the G League for, you know what I'm saying? Let him understand that he can be treated, you know what I'm saying? And that if he ain't balling, he can go. We definitely got to keep RJ, and I'm just talking young people like we just said.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We got to see what RJ can do. This is rookie year. People talking about trading him? That's crazy. So
it's
safe, man, we don't need him.
Yeah, so DSJ. So really it's RJ and Mitch, right? Or you're an ISO fan too?
RJ and Knox. Yeah, but we gotta keep Randle and we gotta keep Morris. Those guys can't go nowhere, bro.
See, this is
you know what I'm saying? Philly, you know the whole thing with Philly with the process. I ain't saying we should be like Philly, but man, we still got trades coming. Look, we're gonna get a high pick. You know what I'm saying? Let's build our team. Stop trading people. Who cares if we're not good for 2 years?
Because the problem is that how much is Marcus Morris really going to be worth to you by the time you're really ready to make moves? That's the problem. That's the problem. How much is he really going to be worth to you by the time you're really ready to make noise? Yo, he's a great player, man. He's a leader on this team. Do not get me wrong. I'm not trying to sell his contribution short to this team right now. He's helping this team compete. They're fighting. They have an attitude. And a lot of that has to do with him, no doubt. But if a team out there is offering you a chance to get a first-round pick, to get another asset in here, to potentially add to this core, and you're already not sold on some of these guys, we have to continue to be in asset acquisition mode. We're not ready to just settle with what we have. No, it's not trading everybody here and there, but you still have to be in the business of asset acquisition, because maybe this pick turns out to be a good play in your rotation. Maybe this pick turns into something that you need to package down the road and get another talent upgrade. Knicks have a lot of holes to fill, man. They're 10 and 20 something for a reason. Like Marcus Morris is a good player, but let's be honest with ourselves here. We got to upgrade. We got upgrades abound. So I'm trying to trade him. And if he wants to come back, like we said when Alex was on, the Knicks have an opportunity to do something that no other team can do, and that's offer him a boatload of money for 1 year. A boatload of money. Not no other team, but very limited his options in terms of where he wants to play and so on. So you make the trade. You yourself said Knox needs to go to the G League, get rid of GSJ, this, that, and the third. We need to continue to try to get some more assets in here. Anthony from Brooklyn, what's going on, man?
Hello?
Yep, what's up, bro?
Yeah, what's up, bro? Man, listen.
Yeah.
I feel like, first off, Knicks fans are too impatient, man. Like, I'm tired of this whole trade thing. Like, it's so annoying, and it's like the Knicks it's like they're consistently inconsistent rosters is one of the reasons why they've been trash for 20 years. Because it's like every year they feel like if they make the trade, they're going to be good the following year. And it's like you have to consistently improve on your winning. Because if you don't win, then nobody's going to want to come here. And if you continue turning over your roster, then you won't win. It's simple.
But you're not gonna be turning over your whole roster. You're trading a piece that can bring you back more value. That's what I'm saying. It's not losing patience. You're not losing patience with RJ or with Mitch. That's your young core. That's what the team is about.
Check this out. You're talking about assets. The Knicks already have a bunch of draft capital. That's number one. Number two, is the Knicks known to be an organization that make great draft picks? Are we kidding ourselves here? You acting like they're OKC with Durant, Westbrook, Ibaka, and Jackson. The Knicks do not draft great players. Let's keep it a buck. Number two, they don't even develop their players. Number three, no player come to the Knicks and overachieve. They always underachieve when they get here. So I feel like we need to work on the organization foundation before we even look to talk about trade. Work on improving your players, a.k.a. Dinwiddie, a.k.a. Harris, a.k.a. Montrezl Harrell, who scored 3 points per game his first year, 6 points his second, 9, then 11. Now he's a beast.
Right, but that's...
And we here talking about trade.
That's developing. That's development. That's the development that we're talking about.
Exactly. Let's focus on developing and not trading. And it's like,
but that's what we're trying to
get.
do, man. Appreciate the call. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to develop our youngsters, but we're trying to get more talent in here. Listen, I'm not underselling Marcus Morris's talent. He just dropped 38 points tonight on the Clippers. 13 for 19 on the field. He's beasting this season. He's having a positive impact on this team, no doubt about it. All I'm saying is, if a team is going to offer you some future value that you can either use as another foundation piece, you just spoke about foundation, then you got to go for it. He says, who if they drafted? You like Mitch, right? Mitch is a good piece. We'll see what RJ becomes. You got to keep drafting. Yeah, sometimes you're going to miss on players, and sometimes you got to hit. The draft is not an exact science. Right now, we're trying to get that that system going of drafting and cultivating and developing players. Right now, they're trying to get that together. So that's why I say you trade him. What are they winning with him right now? They're not winning anything with him right now. You got to try to trade him, man. Let's see. Who else wants to battle right now? It's all good, man. I'll take it. CP the artist. What's good? You don't want to trade Mars. What's going on?
What's up, man? Hey, first of all, let me give a shout out to Ron Cleveland for taking my advice, because I'm the man of reason. I wish Ari would do the same thing, and I hope you would do the same thing, because here I go.
Here we go. All right, come on.
All right, look. You say trade Morris, but you got to remember one simple thing, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The grass might be greener on the other side, but you still got to water it.
Okay.
You have no idea what we're going to get. You trade Morris to, let's say, the Clippers, who are interested in him.
Yeah.
They gave a whole lot of picks to OKC for Paul George. So our picks, if they do say they want to give us a late round pick, won't be until probably 2025.
No. They have this year's. They have this year's.
Who cares for this?
They have this year's.
They have what?
They have they can trade their pick this year.
So, okay, so even with that case, if I look at the games today, and one thing that Morris does, he provides more leadership than Julius Randle does.
Totally agree.
You take that void away of leadership and coming to the game ready, you're going to have 16 and 82 game seasons forever, until and then this fantasy of having this draft pick, you're still going to have to develop them. So when is it that we're going to have veterans that's going to be on our team that's going to teach these young players how to even win? Because we're going to have to get veterans next year anyway. So hopefully you see my point.
I see your point. Listen, I see everybody's point. This is just my opinion. This is just where I'm going with it right now, because I just feel like
I understand you though.
So let me ask you. So what happens if he leaves? He leaves. He goes out the door. He leaves for nothing. What are you gonna say? Thanks for the 20 wins. You were a beast. Thanks for nothing. You get nothing in return.
Right, but you know what though? We do not know what we're going to have in a late round draft pick. I mean, this is a weak draft we're going into. Am I right or wrong?
Listen, they say that every year, man. They say that about every draft, man. You've been hearing that about every draft.
Quick cut. So you know what the 30th pick in the draft is going to be?
I have no idea. I have no idea. But all I'm saying is
that's another exactly piece. Our point. We don't have no idea.
All I'm saying is it's another piece that can be potential to help this team down the road. It's another piece that could be a potential asset to trade down the road.
End of the bench.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's another flop.
Catches splinters.
Who knows?
It could be another. It could be another piece that we got put in the G League, man.
Hey, listen, you're right. You're right. And that's a chance we got to take, man. Every young player is not going to pan out. You have to continue to draft these kids or use it as leverage and get more talent upgrades. We're a long way away from competing. By the time we are ready to do anything, Marcus Morris will be completely useless to your team. He's 30 years old right now. How long do you think he can put these numbers up for? What happens if he walks out the door? What are you gonna say? Thanks for the 20 wins. That's all I'm saying, man. You got to investigate. I'm not saying give them up to get second rounders here. You got to investigate. See what's going on. You know what I mean? So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for your boy. This is Sunday night. Knicks lose 135-132 in LA. The first game at the Staples Center, they got the Lakers coming up Tuesday night. So tough one. After they blew a 16-point lead. 16-point lead was blown in the first quarter. Clippers go up 16 in the second quarter and basically had a commanding lead. Knicks were able to cut this game to three separate times in the fourth quarter. Just couldn't get the key stops. Could not hit their free throws down the clutch. Even when they had a couple and ones, you saw Frank get to the line, had an and one, couldn't hit. Marcus Morris had an and one, couldn't hit. And free throws, 24-37 from the free throw line. That just wasn't going to get it done, man. So they fall to the Clipper team, who scored 85 points off the bench. This team scored 85 points off the bench. Paul George, Montrezl Harrell, and Lou Williams doing the damage. You had 32 points for Paul George, 9 of 14 shooting. You had 34 points from Montrezl Harrell, 13 of 21 shooting, and then 32 points from Lou Will, probably the best sixth man who ever lived. Straight up assassin, and that was it, man. That was the story of the game. So salute to everybody in the chat, and once again, hit that thumbs up button for your boy. Make sure you share these videos as well. I tell you guys all the time, very important to share these videos. It goes a long way. Text your friend that's a Knicks fan, your family. Share it on Facebook, Twitter. Let them know. KnicksFanTV, #1 show for the fans, by the fans. Also, remember, Knicks versus Nets, January 26th at MSG. We will be there and hosting a watch event. We'll be having tickets to the game, access to the pregame shoot-around, and the opportunity to take a free throw on the Madison Square Garden court. The free throw contest that you can't miss. And, yeah, man, it's bound to be a good time. So hopefully we'll see some more people there, and you guys will join in on the fun. All right, let's go back to the phones. Who we got next? We have Mo Cash, Long Island in the building. Mo Cash, what's going on, man? Hello? All right, Mo Cash going once. All right, lost Mo Cash. We got a super chat in here. Michael Parker, #1 fan of the show, sends us a super chat. Appreciate that, man. He says salute to the chat. Happy New Year, Michael Parker. Big Surge, want to shout out Big Surge for the super chat. He was talking about the Randle Morris comparison. He says Randle's a better passer and rebounder. Morris better shooter and a leader. It's a tough call between who you would want to keep. Escott says, please pull up Kawhi and Greek Freak stats from the first 2 years and compare with RJ and Knox stats so these calls understand they need to be patient. Yeah, I think we need to be patient. I'll try to pull those stats up before the show's over. Definitely got to be patient. Doesn't necessarily mean that either one of these guys will be the caliber players that Paul George and the Greek Freak are. I mean, Paul George, these are superstars. You know, George, the Greek Freak is coming into his own. Doesn't necessarily mean Kev is going to get there. I mean, the difference between these guys and Kev is a killer instinct, man. These guys are killers. And it doesn't mean that Kev won't reach that level, but that's the question right now. Can he get there? Can he get there? So, we'll see what happens, man. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. All right, let's go back to the phone, see what we got. We got Walt from Long Island. Wants to talk about the team. Walt, how you feeling, man?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. Doing all right?
Yeah. Happy Sunday, man. How you doing?
Yeah, yes, sir. I thought it was a good game that they played tonight. I just wanted to ask you a quick question. What you think about, like, the window? As far as, like, a championship window, because you know how cats are talking about the younger players between Kevin Knox. It's really Kevin Knox and Frank that I be feeling that cats be really ready to go ahead and just hang it up on them. Yeah. But I just feel like, I don't feel like our championship window is not going to be for like another 4 or 5, maybe a little bit longer than that, as far as like when we actually going to be able to get a ring in the first place. You're looking at it like right now, as far as like, especially teams that are like our age and the kind of talent that they have, I'm like, but they kept their best players are the players that they kept and they developed. So when I be thinking about it, I be like, I mean, what do you think as far as like the window, a championship window, as far as like the best players could be?
I have no idea, man. Right now, we just don't have the talent to even equate a window right now. We just don't have that guy yet, man. We don't have that guy that's established to say, all right, this is the guy that's going to put the team on his back, that go-to guy, the guy in the clutch, the guy that's going to lead the team on both ends of the floor. We just don't have it. We need a floor general who's going to establish themselves at the floor general. We need some more depth on the defensive end. We're a long ways away. Then you go get a Marcus Morris to complete the equation. Not now. What's he doing for us now? We won 10 games, people. So there's no window. Window doesn't exist until we get a talent upgrade in here.
All right, so I'm saying with the players, RJ Barrett, so you don't think 5 or 6 years that can't be no franchise player, our best player?
I think RJ can be one of. I think he can be one of. All right. But until he improves his jumper, I don't see it. I don't see it. Until he can improve that jumper, I don't see it.
Between Kevin Knox and Mitchell Robinson, you don't think between the two of them could be the next superstar?
Mitch, I think again, Mitch can be one of, but he's not gonna be that guy. Like Mitch is a finisher. You know what I'm saying? A finisher, that's not necessarily gonna be. I think Mitch will be like your fourth guy. Your anchor on the defensive end, the guy that's gonna finish on the lobs and give you some versatility on the defensive end. Is he gonna be a guy that's gonna be a go-to guy in that regard, or is he gonna be as dominant, on the boards, a la Dwight, Andre Drummond? I don't see that in him right now, but anything's possible, man. We just a long way away from defining a championship window, man. But I definitely appreciate the call. Walt's in it for the long haul, man. He's patient. He's definitely patient with it. He's talking championship windows. I don't know, man. Not so sure. We'll see. Like I said, it's a talent league. This draft is going to be important. Are we going to be talking Anthony Edwards? Is LaMelo a cornerstone piece? Anthony Edwards looks like a cornerstone piece. So we got to see what happens. Just because we draft young kids doesn't mean that you're in line to start winning soon. That doesn't work that way. Look how long Orlando's been drafting. Look how long Sacramento's been drafting. Phoenix Suns. Right? How long has it taken the Bucks? Even before Greek Freak, the Bucks have been drafting. They haven't been mismanaging assets. They haven't been signing guys at crazy deals. Bucks have been just moving along. Kings have been moving along. You got to get the right guys, man. That's just what it comes down to. It's a talent league. You have to get the right people. And that's just what it is, man. So to everybody in the chat, I see a lot of power talk going on in the chat. Everybody's looking forward to Power tonight. I'm gonna go watch it in a little bit. So let's see who killed Ghost and all of that. I'm kind of just ready for Power to be over, man. To be honest, man. To me, the acting is just falling off a cliff. I just can't get with it, man. I just can't get with it. But so I'm kind of just hanging on to the end just to see it close out. So we'll see what happens there. Also this week I'll have as we talk about the draft, I'm gonna have Corey Homicide Williams is gonna be coming on the show. We're gonna do a podcast. He's down there in the NBL. Corey Homicide Williams was he was a street ball Rucker Park legend in New York, and he's since gone down to the NBL as a color commentator. NBL is a National Basketball League down there in Australia. And so he's had a front row seat watching RJ Hampton and LaMelo Ball go at it. So we're going to talk to him about that, get his thoughts on those two prospects, potential prospects for the Knicks, and get his thoughts on that. So that's going to be coming up on the podcast this week. Jack Peters' Homicide. Yeah, I know a lot of my Australians in the chat know about Homicide. So yeah, he's gonna be on the show. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for your boys. somebody was talking about the championship window. Somebody said you can't have a championship window without having a house. And that's exactly right. We don't have the house. We don't have the house built right now. So we just got to keep going, man. Just got to keep going. Get the scouting together. Get the development in order. Val Houston's going to be the guy in Westchester. Speaking of Westchester, man, Lamar Peters is beasting. Lamar Peters is beasting right now. Let me get those highlights up. He dropped 10 straight 3-pointers, 10 3-pointers in the Westchester game. Dropped 31 points last night. And so he's been killing. I'll get those highlights up shortly. But yeah, Lamar Peters, Westchester's beasting. You got Kenny Wooten going off. I think Amir Hinton has been playing well in Westchester as well. So, hey, something's in the sauce in Westchester, man. Those boys have been balling out for a couple years now. Back to the phones, Big Surge. What's up, man? How you feeling?
Yo, CP, what's good, man? Yo, I got to salute my man, Ron Cleveland, son.
Yeah.
Finally, somebody brought up the fact that Fizz is bum juice, and Chauncey Billups finally said it on NBA TV.
Yeah,
so that's what's up.
Yeah, everybody in the fraternity was backing Fizz and trashing the Knicks.
I've been waiting for the media, for Stephen A. Yeah, I'm waiting for Stephen A. and all these guys to, all admit that, yeah, he's a nice guy. But, this is just, it looks really bad for him as a coach because Mike Miller is making him look like horrible.
Yeah.
I'm surprised if he would ever get another head coaching job. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? I'm really proud of the team tonight, bro. This is the team I thought we would have. Unfortunately, it kind of makes Mills kind of look a little right, which kind of sucks. But, even without Kawhi, bro, we played hard. Mook did his LA audition tape. You know what I'm saying? Mills still got to go. For whoever is on that Mills bandwagon, every time they call in, brother, I'm with you. This cat got to go. I don't know too much about Allen Houston. I think that's a negatory because, I don't know what kind of experience he got. Just because he said Mike Miller, I mean, that really doesn't really speak to me, bro. Another thing.
Yeah.
I'm getting real tired of the Knicks getting bashed for this power forward nonsense, bro. I thought we were living in a positionless NBA where they're just front court players. You know what I'm saying? They took away positions. But yet when it comes to the Knicks, we got 5 power forwards. Wait a minute. I thought it was front court players, wing players, perimeter players. Why is it positionless basketball only when it comes to the Knicks' mistakes?
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden we got 10 power forwards, bro. I mean, I think that's stupid. You know what I'm saying? And as far as my man talking about championship window, oh, dude, I love you, brother. I love you, brother. But the championship window is my lifetime, which is maybe like another 50 years, bro. You know what I'm saying? But
Serge, you going for 50 years?
Window,
you going for the
that's
you going for the 100?
Than me. I said playoffs the other day. And oh my God, CP told me not to go back in the chat. You know what I'm saying? It was deadly in there. It was deadly.
The chat was
championship
roasting
window.
You,
oh my brother, I gotta love you. I gotta love you, bro.
The chat
and as far as trying to tell the fan base about trading, dude, we're so impatient. We're always gonna cry for trades. We're always gonna, whoever's telling the fan base to stop calling for trades, just stop, bro. Stop. and your boy. Matter of fact, let me get one last point. To your boy, who I got mad love for. Ari, if you ever call me delusional again, and then say that we're going to get Giannis in 2020, my dude, don't bother coming back here ever.
I didn't hear.
When did how many times does your hand have to get burned with the fire, bro? Giannis ain't coming, bro. Stop.
I didn't hear Ari say bro, Giannis was coming.
A good win tonight. In the chat.
Oh,
he said it the last time, too. He's like, he said something about Giannis. I'm like, come on, stop, bro. Don't start getting these guys hype on the Giannis train, bro.
Yeah,
you said Giannis before, Ari. Don't lie. And you just said it in the chat not even a little while ago, so stop. Anyway, I still love you, Kellerman. Kellerman, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Appreciate the call, Serge. But guys, Serge looks like he's setting up, throwing a little jabs in the chat, Ari. Throwing a couple jabs. Battle of the Fans was ended 2019 in epic fashion. We'll see if those two bulls collide one more time. But yeah, here the Lamar Peters highlights from last night's game, Westchester against the Windy City Bulls. This kid's been beasting, man. This kid's been beasting. I'll pull up his stats for the last couple of games, but this kid's coming with all the tools, and now he's got a nice little jumper going. He's a bulldog on defense, dribble penetration, and you know, he's saying all the right things, man. He gave credit to a lot of the vets, Taj and Marcus Morris, for kind of showing him the ropes this season. Once he got called in by the Knicks to go to Westchester. So good for him, man. The point guard out of Mississippi State, Lamar Peters, having a real solid game. 10 threes last night for Lamar Peters, man. 10 3-pointers. So good stuff. He's a tough kid. Yeah, definitely tough kid, man. Absolutely. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. If you guys are new in the chat, I missed some of the new announcements, so leave me a hashtag new. If you guys are new in the chat, I'll shout you guys out. All right, a couple more calls before we wrap up. Let's go to we got Gary in the Bronx up next. Gary, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, CP? How you doing, man?
Good. How you doing, bro?
Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's also.
Yeah, same to you, man. All the best, bro. All the best in 2020, man.
Yeah, basically what I really wanted to tell people, wanted to say is we actually doing excellent, man. Like, if y'all look at who we was playing against, it's the Clippers, and what it took for them to beat us is 3 players with 30 points or more. My guy, we on a good road right now, my guy. Like, we shouldn't even think about trading. We should just hold on to certain people, let the chemistry build and the development keep going. And I think we'd be on a good road. What you think about that, CT?
I mean, listen, you're not wrong, man. I don't disagree with what you're saying. You know, they're playing harder on the Mike Millen. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I was a bit nervous for this game because they, the Clippers got washed last night by the Grizzlies by 24. So I thought the Clippers were going to come out swinging fast, but you know, listen, the Knicks, a couple games in a row now, they're playing strong. They're coming out the gates fast and loose, and they're playing together. The chemistry is definitely getting together. So, you know, we'll see what the future holds for them. And but again, these are 2 games. If they could have stole these 2 games, you know, they came in 5 games out the 8th spot. I'm not sure where they are now. We could definitely check it out, but. Let's see where they finish. These were 2 games that you hope they could have stolen because they were right there. They were right there for the taking. But good teams know how to finish, and bad teams don't, and that's why we only won 10 games so far. So even though they seems like they're getting it together, they're a long ways away. They're a long ways away. And Sergio, I mentioned, you know, the knock on the Knicks acquisitions and positionless basketball and so on and so forth. I think, you know, the problem still is with these guys is that they don't offer the versatility that some teams can come out with, such as a Toronto, such as Milwaukee, such as the Clippers, you know, where they can run guys small, you know, they can run guys big and it won't kill you, but you have the versatility, you have the length, you have the athleticism that it won't kill you. Sometimes with the Knicks, as you've seen it, without Mitch out there, we have no rim protection. With Portis out there, you're running defensive liabilities out there. He doesn't give you the ability. Yes, he can play the 3 on defense, but he's going to get smoked. He's a terrible defender, period. So I think that was more of the knock, is that you had guys like a Morris, a Randle, a Portis who were kind of playing the same positions out there. And not really giving you that versatility. But what you do like right now, and maybe that's, like Sergio said, could be more credit to Mills that you want to give. And what you do like is that Miller is having these guys exploit the mismatches that they present on the court, which is their size and their physicality. So more post-ups for Randle. Yeah, more post-ups for Portis. You see RJ get in the mix a little bit. So that's one of the things that you like. What Miller's doing is he's using the pieces that he has and says, okay, I got a lot of slower guys, you know, more of these power forwards, and we have a size advantage out there. We might not have the speed and the versatility that some of these teams have, but it's a chess match. So they're trying to win those matchups there on the offensive end by exploiting the mismatch, getting Randle out on smaller players, getting Morris out on smaller players, and using our size as an advantage. All right, let's see who we got in the chat. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. We got Omar Hernandez. He's team hashtag new. Omar, what's going on? Anthony Parasol in here. He says hashtag new. He's definitely not hashtag new, but salute to Anthony either way. Keith Sinclair, all the mods, appreciate it. 2ICC, I don't even know how to pronounce that name, but he says newish from New Jersey. So salute to you. We got Eric Dawson, new from Tag Park City. Not sure where that is, but salute to Eric. Salute to Marlon Small, you guys in the chat. What's going on with this Philly and Seattle game? I was missing that game too. I was watching the what game was on earlier? I was watching Saints and Vikings. That was a pretty good playoff game. And when I turned this on, Seattle was up 10-3. So let's see if they can hold off Philly because I can't stand the Eagles. Mike from Queens, what's up, Mike?
Hey, CP, what's going on, brother?
Good, man. How you doing, bro?
I called in because I want to talk about Marcus Morris. I agree. Like, we're in the driver's seat when it comes to trading him.
Mm-hmm.
He's been beasting lately. And if we don't get a good offer, then keep him. You know? If we don't get a monster offer from Marcus Morris, just keep him.
Simple and plain.
But if like City comes out the ballpark and offers us a fireball and a first rounder, go ahead and trade him.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And as far as the Knicks right now under Mike Miller, you know, let these guys grow for the most part. We're in the driver's seat when it comes to trades. And, you know, you don't have to move unless the offer is great. And that's all I got to say. Oh.
Appreciate it. Appreciate the call, Mike. And I'm with you, man. If you're getting a good deal, you got to move him, man. You got to move him. So that's just the bottom line. I agree with that. But again, the people who are on the other side of the argument, I'm not saying you're wrong. This is not a right or wrong. This is just my opinion. I'm on the side of you got to move him if you get that offer. But it's very split down the middle. This is a 50-50 debate amongst the fan base. It's an interesting debate. We'll see what happens. Alex from Mount Vernon, what's going on, Alex?
It's not Paul. I love the content, man. Keep it up.
Appreciate it, man. What's going on?
Yeah, so I think I'm on the side of keeping Morris, keeping Randle, and hitching, you know, my wagon to the Mitch and RJ bandwagon, because I think those are the two young kids with the highest ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's look at moving everyone else, get a point guard in here who can shoot, and then let's try for the playoffs next year. You know, I love what the coach is doing. You know, definitely agree. Fizdale was a joke. He should have been gone over the summer when he didn't get the big free agents.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to identify who we're going to move forward with. I think that's what everyone's struggling with. You know, trying to keep all these young kids around. That's not how the NBA works. You either bring in the superstar and go for the championship, or you identify 4, maybe 5 players, and then you roll with those guys. That's your team. But thinking that we're going to keep Frank and Knox and BSJ and keep all these guys around and that they're going to be contributors when you're ready to win, that's just not feasible. You can get
all these guys.
You know what your needs is, which is a shooting point guard. Then I think that'll be the best with RJ, Mitch, and Morris and Randle. Let's keep these guys and let's go.
Hey, I would roll with that and appreciate the call, man. It's not a bad idea at all, man. All right, closer of the night, Q from Brooklyn. Q, how you feeling, man?
Oh man, I wanted this win, man. I wanted this win.
Yeah, me too.
Because you know, I remember when Mark Jackson got traded to the Clippers. You know, I thought the Clippers were a good team, and I realized they sucked. You know, so I wanted this win. You know, and
I think I lost him. Q still there? Yo, Q. Yo.
Everybody.
Yo, you still there?
You know, I know everybody think. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead. You were kind of cut out for a second.
Okay. Yeah, I know everybody wants to keep Morris. I want to keep Morris. You know, I want to keep Morris, but in order to get an asset, we got to trade him. You know, if he really is loyal to us, like he's saying, he'll resign in the offseason.
Right.
It's simple. It's a simple deal. You know, what are we going to gain by having Morris right now? You know, Randle and Morris, they're both power forwards. They're just in each other's way.
Yeah.
You know, at least if we get Morris in the offseason, we'll at least get an asset. We could flip the asset. We could do so many things. We just need to have options because there's nothing big coming in next year.
That's
There's
what
no
I'm looking
free
for,
agents.
Q.
There's
I'm just
nobody
looking for
to try to
options,
get.
man. I'm looking for more options.
Yeah,
because if DSJ don't work out, if Knox don't work out, bring a next guy in. We got the Dallas picks. Bring them in. Oh, we want to make a trade for somebody else? Okay, now we got a pick we could trade here. We got a pick we could trade here. And it's not emptying out the cupboard. It's not going to kill us.
That's a fact. And what if we find a gem? You know, if everybody was busting RJ down a day ago. Now everybody loves RJ again. You know, we can be so fickle as Knicks fans.
Yeah.
We need to actually look at what's right in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if we look at Frank has potential to be a good role player. He's not the starting point guard of our future. Right. We know that. We can have Frank as a tool. He can be, you know, a Swiss Army knife for us. He plays hard. We love him. We can keep Frank. DSJ, he's broken. He's a broken toy. You know, if he goes to Minnesota and he has a good career, great.
Yeah.
He's not going to be good in New York. You just know it. The writing's on the wall. You know, so having Morris out of the paint would just get us an asset, and we can probably do something with that, and you never know. It's a better gamble than sitting up and keeping Morris and getting nothing. We need to get some assets. We need to get some options and go from there. But that's all I got to say.
100% Q. Q, how's that Scotch Porter doing for you, man? You copped the Scotch Porter premium beard collection. How you feeling it, man? How you like it?
Yo, it's ferocious, man. It's like, you know, it's like coming in. It's already got the glistening up.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling good with it, and you know, I'm gonna do it again once I have to re-up. So it's righteous, man.
There you go, man. Well, yeah, have a good week, man. I'll talk to you soon, bro. Good call, man.
No doubt, brother. Peace.
Yes, sir. That was my guy Q checking in. Q copped the Scotch Porter package. Comes with the beard wash, the beard conditioner. You get the balm and the serum. All natural products, and these are the products that I use, man. I wouldn't promote products that I don't use. We're not trying to cheapen the brand that way, but these are products that I do use, and with that, they are giving Knicks fans a 50% off deal on the Scotch Porter Premium Beer Collection. Hit the link in the bio, in the video description, or go to www.scotchporter.com/#KFTV. to get yours, and the link is also in the video description, so make sure that you get yours today. Okay, I think we hammered the point home a good bit tonight. Good show, everybody. So to everybody in the chat, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up on your way out. Very important to support us. Somebody that wanted the information on Knicks versus Nets, the information is in the video description. But once again, it's going to be $150 for the game, January 26th, and it's going to come with a ticket to the game. It's going to come with access to the pregame shootaround and also the postgame free throw contest. So we're going to throw the links in the chat also, but the links are also in the video description. I'm going to pull it up right here as well. If you go to theomnifan.com, it'll be right there at the top of your page. And you can purchase your ticket right here. Just go to add to cart, purchase it, and it's going to be a good time. We'll all be there, myself, Jay Ellis, the girls in Knicks Omni Fan, and it's going to be a great experience, a nice another outing for the fan base to come out and support. So to everybody, once again, I'm going to get out of here, watch some Power. Remember, this show is available in audio podcast format. Very important. If you guys are iTunes listeners, I would definitely appreciate if you guys let me a review on iTunes. And just know that it's available on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, Amazon Alexa. So you have everything in audio podcast format. later on in the evening or the very next day, depending on what time the game ends. And that's another perk that we give you for the show, man. Number one show for the fans, by the fans, for a reason, man. So make sure you share these videos, hit that subscribe button, support us. So to everybody who sent us a super chat, whether I've been getting super chats in for Cash App, PayPal as well, those links are below. But we appreciate all that support comes back into the channel, and we definitely appreciate the support. I want to shout out my guy Chris Shamus. If you guys didn't see my story from yesterday, I spent the day at Chris's crib. He's got a Knicks fan cave that is absolutely incredible. We filmed a sick episode there where we took a tour of the whole thing. We did an interview as well. That should be available by next week or so. Just working on putting that video together, man. Trust me, it is going to be a crazy, crazy episode. And I can't wait to show you guys that. So anyway, check you guys Tuesday night, man. Knicks versus Lakers. Let's see if we can get a win in LA, man. See you guys later, man. Peace.